Hello, I'm Freelander. Welcome to the Game Trove. Today we are taking a look at Army of Tactics, part of the Army of Fortune metaverse, and their first game that is live on the App Store in open beta. Download it now. It is a play and earn ecosystem. If you're skilled at the game, you can reap some benefits, not financial advice. Today we are taking a look at Ishitur's article again on different heroes, and shout out to him. A lot of work went into this. We're getting into we're about to start getting into some cool units. Right now, we're just in, the very basic units, but he organized this by cost. So what I've noticed, this is the last three cost for now, and then we'll go into some more. City Guard, this is vanilla. This is your standard infantry. So we're gonna go through some of its characteristics in here, some of its pros and cons, and then we're gonna open up some gameplay footage and show you, walk through some strategies there. So mana cost is 3 tiles. So that's relatively cheap, pretty cheap. Tiles are 2 times 2, so it takes 4 tiles, which is a negative in my opinion, because you can't be as maneuverable with them. Health is 320. It's not too bad considering they have a count of 4 in their army. So overall health, you get a lot for it. You get like 1200 for 3 mana, versus like the blacksmith, which is like 550 for 3 mana, or the executioner as well. Okay, damage is 16, so really low with 1.5 hit speed. So and just targets grounds, slow movement speed, so 10 DPS. All right, but there are 4 of them, so 40 DPS per second, really. Okay, pros, defensive capabilities. You can make a shield wall with them. Unit count, there's a lot of them. Mana cost is good per what you get. We'll see actually in the thing whether that is true or not. It is used a lot in elite battles. I haven't seen an elite battle in a while that they aren't using city guards, so it's a very potent unit. Vulnerable to AoE attacks. That is the #1 con, in my opinion. Low damage. Yeah, pretty low damage. Movement speed is a bit slow. Create a shield. Slow down enemy units and combine with powerful units. All right. Excuse me. Ooh, Frog Pikeman is next, just to give you a little shout out to Frog Pikeman and his millions of TikTok followers. All right. So now we're going to go through some actual gameplay here. It's just against an AI. Like to actually do city guards against people, but my basic strategy guide, I think I did put them in there. So you can check that out. All right, here I made a mistake that I fixed later. This is kind of one of the cons to them. I just kept having to put out more units because they were going to counter me. So you'll see what happens here and why I didn't do the best on this one. I still won, but that's just because of the amount of archers I put back. So you saw that they just wiped out pretty much all my city guards right away. And that was because I only won it because of the Boar Knights here, because they had such good area of effect. That they have not that much health for each individually. Combined, they have a lot of health. So if they don't have any AoE, they have a lot of health and they're really, really good. If they have area of effect, not as much. Okay, here I did something interesting. I moved my city guards back so that my slow tanks could take a few of the hits before my city guards got up there. It may or may not have worked out because then it took them longer to get to the enemy. So, but they took a few hits for my city guards, so my city guards are actually able to damage the archers a little bit. They still get wiped out, but they did slow down the archers quite a bit from actually damaging um, other tanks and providing plenty of opportunity here. Now, this last one, I did something a little interesting. Normally, you think of them as a tank, swordsman up front. I actually put them back in this. And so this is a trick that you would use against the AI pretty much. Like real players might not, they'd probably just do their own line. But I tricked the AI into putting out its area effect damage dealers, and then I put them in the opposite corner. So watch what happens here. Okay, I was able to soak all that damage with my Boar Knight, and then these guys are able to come in and just swarm the archers that are left. So one more kind of strategy thing that I was going to say with them is oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Blick. So you have a tank like this, okay? So this time I shielded these guys with the Boar Knight. Blick is a unit, and we'll get to him in a little while, but the longer he has a beam attack, and the longer the beam is on a target, the more damage it does. So it won't do much damage, won't do much damage, won't do much damage. Oh, a little more damage, little more damage, little more damage, lot of damage, boom, dragon down. Like literally the last 2 seconds of the beam takes down half the health of a dragon. So what you can do is flip this around so that if they have Blix, so that your Boar Knights or your dragons are in back and your swordsmen are up front. That combined with damage, so that their beam weapons are mainly concentrated on all these guys. I think that's why a lot of elite battles they have city guards. One of the reasons is so that they can soak the Blix ray, because otherwise, gladiators are probably one of the better tanks against Blick, but they still go down to him. Whereas if you have these guys, they can soak a lot of that. So just being mindful of the different tanks and their different use cases. So, all right, that's all I have for you this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned some stuff, and I'll catch you later. Freelander.